Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. I was just shocked that y'all like to process video as much as you do. I watch process videos and just never really thought about it, and was kind of just honored that you enjoy just sitting there chatting and watching. And I wanted to show you, how incredible. Let's see, I think it's these. Don't these look like stone? Okay, these are off of the scraps of this paper from Michaels. Had this around for a long time, and I had put them in the signatures for the journal that we're working on. So you wouldn't think, I think that might be, most of them I think were from pages like this. You wouldn't think that you would achieve such beautiful beads. I mean, look at those. They look like stone to me. Very, very pretty. I do have some beads in my shop. My favorites so far, though, have to be the Graphic 45, this paper right here, the Love Notes. Oh, those beads are just incredible. Okay, so what I did is I continued to just gather some pages. I knew I wanted 3 signatures. So, for instance, I did pull out a couple things. We do have 3 of these scraps. They'd make pretty beads, but I'm like, let's just see what we can do with them. I had this green envelope. I had a CD envelope. I have this handmade card from Dana that I can take this off of, and this could be included. And then I have an envelope. It does say Charlotte, but we can cover that up with a sticker. So it's just, she creates the most beautiful cards, and why waste them? I could have it sitting in a box, but what's the point? So I'd rather use it and pass it on. So let's go through these and just get an idea. I did add some red heart doilies, although this is not a Valentine book. It's just the music notes is not a Valentine. It's more of like just a love and floral themed. This is from, we did this for the index cards, and this is a Graphic 45 Mona Moore collection. I think this is the last page that I have of that. So this really kind of is geared more towards a Valentine, but I thought this wasn't, and we probably could use some of that. So I did put this envelope here. So it's the first thing that you see, just because we've got these stripes that are really kind of boring. I don't know if it's going to sit here. I think it works well here. So for now, and then I'm debating, when I do pages like this, I like to put washi tape. And the reason I do that is it's a pattern, it's texture, and as you use these pages, it also helps keep the pages from ripping or tearing. So I like to use that, but you can see I did pull some lined paper. We pulled this together. Here is your doily. And then remember when I took these, this was a book, I took it apart. It had 3 holes in it, and I had mentioned that I probably would go ahead and cover that with washi tape. So I did that. And then we had gathered these pages together. Here is the, I did add ledger paper. So we did pull this together. I only had the one piece. Here's another piece of that. And then we did pull this. And then I added this piece here. This is the Recollections that I did the beads out of. Then we have some vintage paper, and then here is the center of this. So as I'm looking at this, I think this might be a good place for this, and then maybe a belly band here, and it breaks this up. So if we're gonna do that, this is gonna have to be cut. So let's cut that there, and let's see if I can. I went and had my eyes checked this morning, guys. I'm gonna have to have some surgery on my eyes. It's not gonna be, it's like a cataract thing. But it won't be for months because I can't even get in for my first appointment until the last day in March. So I think we're gonna do this. I like that. And then I can come in and add to this if I want to, but I think that looks really, really pretty. So I can tell I've got, of course, this is a brand new bottle, and why I get clogs. I think I need to make myself some jewelry. Don't see that very often anymore, the jewelry. I don't know if I am going to sew in this book. I might. I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. Do I want to sew? Once you start sewing, I think you should do all three. If you're going to sew, I think you should do all three signatures. So I'm going to have to think about it. So I would stitch around here, and maybe I will sew. Maybe. I don't know, because it's going into a, I don't want to say a box, but you're not really going to, will you really appreciate it? I don't know. I don't know. I've got to think about it. So let's go from this to one of the other signatures and see if we can come up with a place for, let's take this one. This is a little bit more plain. Let's see if we can come up with a place for that envelope. And I put that, I kind of like the way that that looks when you first come into the book. And then this could be a pocket, or it could be a tuck. And I don't think I want, that wouldn't look right. That's not going to look right. I could make this. No, I'm not going to do that either. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that. We've got a piece of vellum here. Here's our music paper. Let's see. Maybe I like this red that's here. More than likely, I'll put a pocket here, or look at this. We could do this. That looks good. I think, yeah. Or do I want that? No, I think this against the red is just so pretty. Let's do it. I know the two belly bands are exactly alike, but they're so beautiful. I don't think it's going to matter. I really don't. And I think this against that red is just, look at how pretty this is. So I think that is good. And I could put this like this have this open up, and then we could do something here. And we don't need all of this. This might be a good place for this. Let's cut this. All right, let me get my cutter for this to make sure I'm straight. I have got a little cutter. Where are you? So I hope everybody's doing great and you're happy. Your day's going well. I wanted to get in here yesterday to have a video for you today, Tuesday, because this is Tuesday. You're seeing this on Wednesday, but this is Tuesday. I wanted to get in. You know what? I just couldn't make it happen. I just couldn't do it. I thought about it. I wanted to, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I thought about it. I kept thinking, the more and more I thought about it, the later and later it got. I could use this for a pocket. I don't know that the color would go well. I'm going to keep it just in case. So I thought about it, and I thought, okay, 30 minutes longer, I'll go into the craft room. You know, it just didn't, and then it just got way too late. So I think what I'm going to do with this is I think I'm going to make this open up like this. Just like this. And then obviously we could make this a pocket, but why? We don't have to. Let's see what I've got. Let's see what I've got. There's a lot of pink. Ooh, do I like that? I don't. That's a lot of pink. Does it matter? I'm looking at what I've got. I wonder if this might cover it. Let's see. Look at that. We could do that. Okay, so then this would flip out, and this could be a tuck right here. With this card. Right, I think I will. I'm going to put this in, and then we will decide what we're going to do with to cover this flap up. I know I want the flap covered up for sure. So I don't want the flap showing. Yeah, I'm not going to want you to flip and then see this flap. So we will come in with, did I give this a belly band? No, well, I did, didn't I? I did on the other side. I was going to say, I do have this scrap. If I had not have used that belly band, we could have done this. We could have, but we didn't. So I know I'm going to put tape over here because if we're going to use that as a pocket, I don't want anything hitting the edge of this. So I know I want that. And speaking of tape, I don't know if you read the comments, but Michelle Birdsong had come in and said another great thing you can do with your scraps is take a piece of packing tape, sticky side up, and every time you have a scrap, stick it on that tape, and you'll make yourself a natural snippet, which is a great idea. Right now, I am so into the beads that that's all I'm thinking about. But we're going to do this, and then I'm going to see what's left over. And we are, that's got a crease right down the center of it. We are going to do something like this. And then we'll have a pocket here, which will look really good. But meanwhile, we found a home for this, and I like that a lot. That looks good. Then you turn it over, we have a belly band. I think there's enough papers in here. Love that, love this. And then the vintage paper here. And then that's your center. So let's check the other one out. We might be able to use that. So let's check this out and see what we've got. More than likely, this is going to be a tuck and not a pocket, so that you can put larger things. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's make this a tuck. Just a little bit of glue at the bottom there. If I change my mind, I can always put glue at the top. This way we can put a large card in there. Then we've got this. This, I found a piece of, I don't know if I had found this when we were together, a piece of vellum. There's our heart. I'm going to have to look and see what washi tape I have. I came up with this piece. This also was the pattern I used for the beads. We've got this. Let me see. We could do a pocket. Not sure about that. Not quite yet, but we have, the only negative about these is you don't have any room. See that? If this were in the middle of a signature, like in here, you have no room to get into there. So I'm wondering if we want to go this way. Then we've got your pocket. This would open up. What's the point though? I'm like, what would be the point of that? If I put it this way, then when you opened it, everything would want to fall. If I put it this way, I could put it this way. This makes more sense. This could be a pocket. Maybe that's what I'll do, but I don't want it on this fold. I think I'd rather have it on this side. So if I'm going to do that, I don't want to do it there. I'm going to need to do it here. If I put it like this, yeah, then you could get in and out of it easily. So I might, let's keep looking and let's see. I don't want it where this is right here, and I don't want to cover this up. But we've got this envelope. This isn't really, it could be an envelope. It looks like it's more of a pocket. I could. Okay, let's think. We've got the green there. This might look good here like this. That might look nice. Do I want to cut this off? Do I want to fold this down, or do I want it flat? I think I want it. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to make this a pocket and then this a pocket. So let's, you know what? Let's just glue it down. So we're going to come up here like this. Let's glue this down. Then I don't have it floating around on my desk. And I'm going to put it off to the side like that, because off to the side then gives the person that owns this journal writing space and writing space. So we're going to do this. And then it kind of picks the green up from the ledger paper when you see this. So I like that. Then I found this piece, but I think it might be way too big. Let's check out what we can do with this. Other envelope. Not real fond of these, of the dark of this, but here's the center. That's not going to fit there. That won't work. Well, it will. It might stick out a little bit. Does it matter? Probably not. So if I put this here, this then will come down this way. This can have ephemera in it. This can be a pocket, which might be nice. Let's do it. Let's just do it. A pocket here would break up some of the dark that's here. So I'm going to get this as close as I can. Try to get it even so we're straight. If it comes over a little bit, that doesn't matter. And then the same thing here. You don't want whatever you put in there to catch. So I am going to do this. And then we've got this. And that works. I'm going to have to be, probably when I stitch this in, I'm going to have this out. I'm going to have to remember to do that, so that doesn't get caught. Then we've got this, and I don't think, if I cut this down a little bit, this is a great piece. I think I'm going to have to cut this down to get this to fit, but look at how nice that would be right there. And it just kind of takes the eye away from all this gold. Yeah, I may have to cut a little bit of this off, which would be okay, and then I can just glue it closed. I kind of like this. Let's go through the rest of this and see. Such a pretty page. See if there's a better spot, but I think we can incorporate that into here. This is all good. This is good. This is good. I don't think it'll fit on here. This is a shorter page. This is good, 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 and good. I like the red here and then the red through the vellum. Okay, so I think we should fit this. Okay, this is the center. I can already tell. See that? See, it barely, but when I stitch this in, this is going to be an issue. So I think I'm going to cut this and glue it. to be fine. I'm going to cut this. Cut like a good 1/8 of an inch. I think I'm going to cut a little bit more. I'm going to use let's use the cutter. See if I can do this. I think I might have to. Let's see. That should do it. I don't think I want to take any more than that off. Okay. Yeah, that makes the difference. Oh, that's what I'm seeing, and that won't matter because we'll cover that up with a pocket, but that makes a difference. And it doesn't matter that it's not even. Nobody would even pay any attention to that. So let's put just a little bead of glue right here. Close this off. And then when you open this up, let's have this right here like this. This will open up. Do we want this to come? No, there's no point. So let's have this be like this. And I think I am going to have to cut it. So, all right, we'll cut a little bit on both ends so it's even. So let's go. This is a pretty piece. I wish I could remember where I got it, but I don't. Somebody sent this to me. I did not acquire this myself, nor did I make this. This may have been a piece from Dreams, etc. That's possible. Now, I'm sure we're going to fit. And I do want it to be an envelope. I don't want it to open up like that. I mean, what's the point of having it do that? So let's see if we fit. We should fit. I think we do. And it really is too tight to worry about having this a pocket. It won't do any good to have this be a pocket because we're going into a box where it's tight fitting, if you understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, let's get this down. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, Charlotte, you have to glue it shut first. Girl. And then we need to find a place for that belly band. So let's glue this. We're still talking about prices, guys. I have to laugh. Somebody, I think it was Linda, left a comment and I can't remember what she said. And I went on Pinterest and I looked up, I did a search for lace journals, and I took the first one I came up with and that had a link to it to a shop. $235, I believe, but if you're curious, just go look at the comments and probably under the last video, and you'll see the links under Linda's, where I commented back to Linda, you'll see the links. There was that one, and then there was one that one was from Pinterest, and then there was one, I think it may have been off of TikTok, that led me to Etsy, and I think the journal was $135, something like that. And if you look at it, it's like half of what mine was, just to get an idea of how people price and what's out there. I know, don't devalue your work. I was thinking about what Brenda Clark said. She gets a lot of things at thrift stores, which is fantastic because you have a deal then that you can pass on to others. For me, I have been given so much from Dana that it didn't cost me anything. Many times I did donate to Dana because she has given me so much. So there was money between us. Um, and the point being that yes, I did pay for some things, but when you go really in, when you go way less than what you know your work is worth, because you want to share it with others and you're not in it for the income, maybe it's just a hobby. I think that's a wonderful thing to do, but it also can be a trap because as time goes on, if you end up wanting then to increase your prices to what they're really worth, people are used to seeing your work at a certain amount. And so if it goes way above that, it's kind of like, ooh, you know. So um you have to think of that too. But yeah, you do you, and don't worry about what anybody else does. And that was my thing with that pink journal, was I just decided it's worth more than what I had it listed for. And then I just decided, I had somebody um, offer me, I think I had mentioned this, they had offered me a price and I just was like, no, I'm keeping it, you know. So I have it. I took it off like I said I was going to, and I'm not sorry. I absolutely loved it, and I don't have a problem keeping it. Maybe eventually one of my grandkids will want it. So we'll just see. You know, maybe I'll give it away. I don't know. But now she's mine. She's on my shelf, and I'm happy to have her. So um, she's kind of a collection of everything I love. So it you know, it worked out well. But yeah, you know, just you take care and know what your worth is. That's my point. So, all right, we have this. So, do we want to take, it goes in here. So, this butts up against this, like this. Then we've got, oh, this was absolutely the right thing to do. So, this is going to need a pocket. Do we want to use this card? I'm not positive. We still have a belly band. Let's see what's on the other side of this that we could. We don't have to. I've got two belly bands that look exactly the same. We could take this. I love this paper. This is a specialty paper. I could just go ahead and put that there like that, just to make that edge. But it's like, why? Why would you do that? I could put a belly band right here. That looks really pretty. Let's check this out. I think I think we're going to do this. Why not? Look at that. I think let's do that. I think that looks really good. So let's do it. We'll use the back side. It's pretty, so why not? So we'll have 3 belly bands in this book. I'm trying to think of what I did in the journal kit journals. They're all just a little, oh, that looks really good. They're all just a little bit different. Definitely we need pockets. I'm trying to remember if I put pockets. Let's just peek at this just really quick and see. what I did. They're not done. I don't really have scraps. I did put, as you can see, stickers in here from the collection. That's a card. That's a pocket. There's a, yeah, this was a bag. So we've got a bag. This was the only one that I had, and I used it in this one. But see how I have got the washi tape? That's the other side of the bag, so something needs to go in there. Yeah, see, here's the washi tape. And then we're going to cover this up. This was, one of you had sent me, I think, 4 or 5 vintage Mervyn envelopes. So we're going to cover, I need to cover that up. But I'm wondering with that paper that I have, this paper here, let's go back to, I don't know how many minutes we've been on. Let's go back to here. We've got a belly band. We've got this. It's not a pocket. Yeah, this is not a pocket. No, it should be a pocket. It's an envelope, right? No, I covered the envelope up. We covered the envelope up, didn't we? There is no envelope. This is just like a journal card. Okay. Yep, we did. We did cover the envelope, didn't we? Yep, no envelope here. Okay. Well, Charlotte, you covered the envelope. Okay, so we have a good thing. We've got a belly band there then, a flip out. And I'm not going to put a pocket on any of this paper here. I could put a pocket here. A little pocket there would be cute. And then a pocket here. So, I'm trying to see what I've got in the way. Do I have any scraps that are just right here I could use? I've got some little pieces I could put in here. Do I want to? I think there's enough pages that I could create pockets from. I've got these 3, and I think I was going to put them one in each signature, but I've got enough pages that we could use. All right, I know I want something on this red one. So do I want to leave the red and white or the red striped and put a pocket here, or do I want a pocket here? And I think I am going to do this. Okay, I think we're going to make a pocket right here. So we're going to clip this, cut this right there. Cut this down there, not enough for a bead. Don't have to worry about a bead. Let's cut this, come in just a little bit because I know I'm going to have to stitch. We know, I like that I still have the word piano. That is good. So if I put this on the edge, that's not going to affect anything. And I could use the whole page, and I don't have waste. I think I will. I think I'll use the whole page. You know, sometimes you look at that and you think, you have to think of waste, because you're going to cut off a piece that really isn't going to be enough to really do anything with. This way you've got a nice pocket. You still have journal spots up here if you want it, but against this red, my guess is probably not. There won't be any journaling on this page. So let's get this down. Yeah, I think this was the right thing to do. And I think I might just take these pages to the sewing machine. And that's going to give us a little bit more. You just kind of have to be aware of, if you stitch on one side, where's the stitching coming through on this side? Because obviously you're going to see it. You're not going to have a pocket. Is that what you want? So you just kind of have to make sure that, yeah, we could do this pocket. We could do another pocket. I don't really see the point. You need to have space for the owner to put in their journal things that are important to them. But I think we could break this up with a pocket. I don't like that. That's okay. Not really fond of that. What does this look like? I think I like this better. So how about, let's see. We come in about right there. Let's do that. See what we get. Can I see where that was? No. Why is it? Why does this always happen? Like, where's my mark? Is that it? I don't think so. Put this down. Where's my mark? Okay, I see it now. Don't take your eye off of it. Should be about right here. About right there, about 4 3/4. And hopefully that's right. Yep. Okay. So this one, let's come up to about right there. What do you think? About right there. And we will cut it about right there. Yeah. About right there. We could do this. I don't, it's way too busy. This looks much nicer. So we come like that. And I like the black because you've got the black lines. And so I think this, and you'll notice I'm not doing any distressing. That's on purpose. But I think I just might, I've got to think about the stitching. I think it's going to be a really, really pretty journal. So, I don't know how long I've been on. Love that, but I feel like we probably need another pocket there. There. This could be a tuck. Okay, I think I'm gonna just kind of go through. I'm gonna turn the camera off because I mean, I know you only want to be with me for so long. And I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find a home for, let's see, this would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. So more if I cut them in half, which might be a good idea, especially for this one, because this is the only pattern I have left. And if I cut this in half, then I can get 2 on that side and 2 on this side, which will be good. Okay, guys, so I hope that you just enjoyed hanging out with me a little bit, seeing what's going on. And it's coming along. The next step when I get this done is to just take a piece of scrap paper, measure where my holes are going to go so that we can start to stitch this together. I mean, it's going to be a really, really pretty journal, I think. And enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Big hugs, everyone. Bye.